Hey guys, I am joined by Danny Chavez. How you doing today?
Hey, so how you doing? Thank you very much for inviting me.
Yeah, no worries. It's great to have you on the show. The big question is, you got a huge fight coming up. It's against Duhoi Choi. How do you feel about that matchup? And stylistically, I mean, you're in for a war, both styles. Is that what you're really looking forward to in that fight, I guess? Or
Well, to be honest, we don't really get ready for. Also, like we train, we prepare ourselves to in case we go to war. I'm trying to knock him out in the first round. I'm not trying to go to
sure,
war with him. You know what I
for
mean?
sure,
Like I'm not, like we like when the wars happen, they happen. You know what I mean?
exactly.
I'm not. Do I see myself sometimes in a war? So I prepare myself psychologically to be in a war. Yes, of course. I psychologically think like him surviving my best punches, my best kicks, and still be there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So you don't feel unfamiliar. Plus, I feel like I've been there before. I've been, it's not my first decision fight. I've been through a lot of decision fights, and I've been through a lot of these kind of wars before too. So I'm not unfamiliar to this moment. Um, but I don't want to have that kind of moment. You know what I
no,
mean? If I will get him out in 20 seconds, I get him out in 20 seconds. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I'm not going to be there, but I'll be ready for that. And I think like, yeah, I think like, a lot of people, well, I talk to a lot of people and now people are excited thinking that, they look at the style that I fight, the style that he fights, and they're like, yo, this is fight of the night could be. So, but I'm not, like I said, I'm ready for war, but I'm ready to get him out of there quick. That's what I want. I want to quick. Nobody wants to be there for that long. Let's be honest.
no,
Like I said, after the fight, when you go to a war and you win, it feels really good. You're like, oh, that wasn't that bad. I loved it,
mhm,
because you're the winner. All right.
yeah,
But when you come out of there, sometimes as probably like the person that lost, you're like, man, I need to train harder. I need to finish him. I need to finish him faster. I should not gone
exactly.
3 rounds with him. Or sometimes when you go to decision and you think you really won that, but the judges gave it to the other guy,
Worst.
it happens. So yeah, man. So I'm trying to get him out in the first round, 2 rounds. I'm not trying to go to war, but if we go to war, I'm ready.
Were you surprised when they came up to you and said, "Hey, your next fight is going to be against Doo Choi"? Because he does have that really big following in the Korean following, and he's just an exciting fighter. So, were you surprised they gave you that opportunity to fight him?
You know, I kind of was. I kind of was. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I didn't expect him. But then, like on paper, if you really look at it on paper, you'll be like, okay, we could see why.
Yeah,
You could say, okay, Danny came in all of a sudden, won his first fight, why lost his second one against a top 30 guy, which was Jared Gordon. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
then and then they're like, okay, then you got Doho Choi. He came in with big noise, but then lost three in a row and hasn't fought in 2019. And I just fought a few months ago. So I could see where they're like, okay, and the style that these two guys fight could really make an exciting fight. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
I could see why that happened. I think like the way I fight, and I think like I mean personally, I feel like it was like a compliment to me. I feel like
Yeah,
they compliment because for me to just like this is my third fight in the UFC. You know what I mean?
yeah,
My last two guys were guys pretty veterans in the sport. You know what I mean?
sure.
Jared Gordon was right now he's 5-3, but he was 4-3 when he fought me. He was already in his eighth fight in the UFC and had fought already big names at 155 like Charles Oliveira. He had fought
Yeah,
this guy Pereira. I forgot what his
yeah,
name was.
yeah.
Yeah,
For
and he's beat some other good guys too. So then for me to not fight Doho Choi, that fought Jeremy Stevens or fight Cub Swanson, fight of the year, man, I remember that day. I was in my apartment, just tuning in. I was well at that time I was 8-3. At that time I was not yet. I didn't. Contender just became kind of little famous around that time. I
sure.
think there was the first season. I think if I'm not wrong. And I never thought of myself like now that like when I go back to that memory, that moment that I saw him fight Cub Swanson, it's crazy that that's the guy I'm fighting now. You know what I mean? It's crazy. I never would have thought that at that time that
Mhm.
at one point me and this guy will be the ones fighting each other. And it's pretty cool. I really like. I think it's like a is it motivates me to train. It motivates me to be at the gym right now. You know what I mean? Like right now I'm resting, but I'm gonna be at the gym at 5 o'clock. But what I'm saying is that it just gives you that because let's say it would have been no, let's say it wasn't Doho Choi, let's say it was just someone else. I
Mm,
still would have been excited. I still would have trained my ass off. But being Doho Choi, being that name, it just gives that extra spice on it. You know what I mean? Like, so I like it. I'm really, really excited that they give me this chance, and at the same time, I like it because, yeah, I don't want to be wasting my. I was like I'm 34. I just turned 34 years old,
yeah. Happy
and I
birthday.
feel like I still got a couple of. Thank you. I feel like I still got a couple of years in my. Everybody ages differently, and
Exactly.
It depends on what happened through your career. I thank God. Could knock on wood. Let me see. Probably knock on wood real quick. Sorry, but I'm superstitious.
No
I'm
worries.
not wood, but I never really suffer a major injury. I
Yeah.
know a lot of my friends had a lot of like meniscus or tear ACLs or
Yeah.
this or the rotator cuffs or all that stuff. You know what I mean? I always had like needle nagging pains. I kicked the elbow, hurt my foot. I got to put on ice for like a few days. I'm good. Um, I never really had those kind of injuries. Thank God, through my career, I never really been punished like some people have
You're
been
young
really
in
going through.
your fighting career.
I feel like I've been. My career has been a little healthy
Yeah.
because my style of fighting, I don't really try to take punishment like that either. You know what I mean? I've been through some wars, but I'm just saying like it never been that bloody or that crazy where I'm
Yeah.
like I walk out with some cushions back
For
to the
sure.
locker room or back to the house. You know what I mean? Um, I don't party. I don't do drugs. I don't do that stuff. So I feel like my as an athlete, I've been able to keep a good body for the age I have. You know what I'm trying to say?
Sure.
I always felt like the prime of an MMA fighter is from 28 to 35.
Yeah.
Uh, it all depends how you take care of your career. If you suffer a lot of quick knockouts early in your career, by the time you reach 28, you're not really in your prime anymore. Your health
No.
is on the line. So it'll depend. I feel like all those things really, really matter. So I
Sure.
feel like at 34 right now, I feel like I'm 30, 29. I don't feel 34. You know what I'm trying to
Exactly.
say? So
It's
I've been
kind of
taking care of my body. I eat well. I went food shopping like a few days ago. I bought a bunch of organic food. I eat organic. I never took in supplements. Like I'll say, I took supplements when I was younger, but for a very long time, all I ate was food. I never took. I barely take a protein shake. And this is gonna be the first camp. I actually reached out to the UFC performance, and they sent me a box full of supplements. And
oh
in the
awesome.
first camp, I'm actually gonna have supplements in my camp. I never done that. You know what
Oh
I
wow.
mean? So like they send me a paper where they tell me what times in the morning drinks they take certain pills like you have the fish oils, you got the vitamin D's, and you got the something for the gut, then you got the multivitamins in the mornings, and you got the PMs.
Mm.
They send me the protein shake with my acids. They send me magnesium and powder. Like, they send me a bunch of stuff, and this is the first time I'm actually gonna take it. So let's see, man. Like this could probably be
Life changing.
yeah. I don't think it's gonna make me more explosive. That's not what it's here for. It's here to
Yeah.
make me recover, to help me to
Sure.
recover better. I feel like I feel like it's good the way I was doing it because I think I was younger and it was good to do it. But I think nowadays we need a little extra help. You know what I mean? Like
Oh
just a
for sure.
little bit more help. And I
Sure.
think like taking those supplements. Let's see. I'm feeling better. I'm waking up every morning with more. I feel good. I feel good. So that's just like what I'm doing right now. Just working on recovering for this fight, so I could go
Yeah.
to the fight really 100%.
How do you feel about the new Venom kits? Are you excited to rock that?
Yeah, yeah. I wonder which one is gonna be my colors because I'll say Doho Choi has a bigger name, so he's gonna choose a color first. They're gonna give
Uh,
him the first choice. They always get the first choice.
oh boy.
Or so if he lets me rock the red ones, I'm rocking the red ones. Those
Yeah.
are fire. The Venom is fire. Uh, nothing against Reebok, man. Reebok was fire too.
Yeah.
But I like the Venom. Their designs. I like the little stripes. The designs are good. Now, I'll say something. I haven't seen the stuff that they normally give you when you go to the fights. They give you the hotel. They give you a book bag full of they clothes and
Yeah.
sneakers and other stuff. I haven't checked that out, so I don't know how it is. I know Reebok was good. Like my shoes, my shirts, my sweaters, sweatpants, boxers, socks. They gave me hats, hoodies.
Oh, wow.
It was great. No, Reebok was great. But the fight shorts, I'm not gonna lie, Venom. It looks really good. I think all the colors. That's the crazy part.
Sure.
I like the red ones. I like the blue. The white one looks good. The black one, no, I think like they're really good. The fight shorts are looking really good.
For sure. Yeah, I thought the Venom was going to look worse, and then I seen it, and it actually looks a lot better, in my opinion, than the Reebok one. So I was surprised by it.
Yeah, I had people tell me at the beginning, "Hey, man, this was whack. I can get you get so used to Reebok that when you saw something different, you didn't give it a chance quick." And then I had people hitting me up, "Hey, man, this actually is fire." And I'm like, "I told you, like, I from the beginning I liked it, but I had people not like it at the beginning, but then later they're like, okay, the red ones are cool, the blue ones
Sure.
are cool." They're like, okay, just give it a try. You may not like a color, but give it a try. It's a lot of colors, and I thought they were fire. I thought the design is good. Yeah, that's it. And according to the rules, like Venom, amped up the pay, the sponsorship pay. So that's good.
Sure.
Good for us.
Can't go wrong. Are you
Yeah.
are you a fan of the sport, or do you like or you like are you still a fan of watching all the fights, or just like competing?
No, that's a good point because I think I used to be more of a fan earlier in my career.
Yeah.
I think as I'm more deeper into now, I'm more involved with the community of MMA. You know what
Okay.
I mean? You see me coaching a lot in the amateur shows. You see me
Yeah.
coaching a lot, grappling in the tournaments. You know what I mean? I have students, so I go coach them, or even friends that need me to coach them, I go coach them.
For
So I'm
sure.
more involved in the MMA community. I watch only the main big fights. A good UFC card, or a friend that's fighting. I watch. I know I'm still a fan, but what I would say I'm not as fanatic as I was younger is because I would say when I was younger, I wouldn't miss one episode of The Ultimate Fighter. Now
No.
I do. Now I do. I miss an episode too. I'll be like, okay, I'll watch the next one. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? That's the difference. Like, I'm not yeah, yeah. You as you get more involved in the sport, it's kind of like a little. It does take it a little different. But I'm still a fan in the sense that I still like a lot of fighters in the UFC. I'm still like yeah, I'm still like a fan of some of the fighters, and I'm still a fan of fighting. I'm still a fan of the art. I'm still a fan
Sure.
of the matchups. You know what I mean? Uh, when you see a matchup like right now, I heard Michael Chandler, Justin Gaethje. I'm watching that.
Oh yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm watching. Pretty soon there's Leon Edwards and Nate Diaz and
Oh yeah.
McGregor's fighting Poirier. Like I'm watching all those fights. I'm
Sure.
not missing that. But I would say before I wouldn't even miss one UFC fight night. Now I kind of do. If the card doesn't attract me, the main card or the main fighters, or there's not one person there that attracts me to watch it, I could miss it to go do something else. Like, but early in my career, I would have missed nothing. I would be watching everything. Hello, oh, lost you for a second.
Yeah. Sorry about that. No, that was the boss calling. So, uh, did you? So, yeah, Connor fights Poirier. There's a couple big fights coming up this week. Do you have any predictions for the? I'll get your predictions for the last three fights. We got Nate Diaz versus Leon Edwards.
I think Leon Edwards is sharper right now than Nate Diaz. I think Nate Diaz is a tough guy. Everybody in the UFC is tough. So, tough. There's levels of toughness to it. So Nate Diaz is, big, tough, big time tough guy. I think like Nate Diaz fights every 2 years, so I feel Leon Edwards. It took him a long time to get a fight, but he just recently fought, looks sharp, and I
Yeah.
think he's gonna keep up. He's gonna keep that up, and I think like Nate Diaz is always coming in, always. You know, Look, you're never gonna lose your skill set, and you're never gonna lose your experience in the cage. But the one thing you could lose is timing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Timing and rhythm. Like those things play a big factor, especially when you're gonna go against a striker like Leon Edwards. You know what I mean? Uh, yeah, that you could lose timing and your punches and your movement and your instinct and reading. So I think Leon Edwards could win this. If you don't finish him in the third round, he probably just go to decision with him. But
I
he's
got,
gonna win the fight.
I got him by. I think he's just way too strong and way too sharp. I think he's going to knock him out in the fourth round.
Okay. Yeah, I see something like if it happens it's in between. It's not happening in the last round and it's not happening in the beginning. It's like in the between the rounds, third and fourth. I could see something like that.
For sure. And then with the main event, we got Israel Adesanya, who's coming off a loss to Jan Blachowicz, and he's fighting Marvin Vettori, who's, in my opinion, very underrated.
I don't know that much about Vittori. I really don't know that much about him. I know he even fought him, and I didn't even know he fought him. I don't know that much about Vittori for me to give such a prediction. I haven't even been looking at him, even knowing about this fight happening. I haven't even been looking at him. So I'll be lying if I just give you I know that's your boss calling again. uh,
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
it's
Sorry,
cool.
buddy.
It's cool. So I'll be lying if I give you a prediction acting like if I knew the other side. I don't know that much the other side. So I'm gonna have to go for Adesanya the champion. You know what I
For
mean?
sure. For sure.
Especially when you come off of a loss. I always feel like the special fighters normally they actually get better. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Special fighters tend to get better. They tend to really work on their craft. They don't just say, whatever, it was just a loss and it is what it is. No, they look at the loss and they're like, oh no, we gotta get better. So I could see that coming from Adesanya.
For sure. And is there anything else you'd like to say to the people before I let you go today? And I appreciate you coming on the show.
Man, hey, I appreciate everybody that's gonna, tune in to watch this interview and everybody that's actually, supporting me. I get a lot of support from not only my country, Colombia. I get a lot of support from here in Miami. I get a lot of support from a lot of people from all over the place. I just want to say thank you. I'm training my ass off for this fight. You know, I just gotta do what I gotta do, man. And I've been doing it. My last fight, it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? I'm like I said, I already got 4 losses in my record. This was my last. My last one was my 4th loss. So I know what I had to do. I'm not the kind of guy that just takes an L and just, like I said, just chills and tries to fight again. No, I went back and I looked. I thought like what I think I did wrong. Like I said, I started this camp now with supplements. I've never done that before. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to fix what I think because you can't, I don't want to take away nothing from Jared. Jared did his job and he beat me. But, I always feel like there's 2 things that happens. It's 1, what you do wrong, and 2, what he does right. You know what I mean? Sure. So I looked at what he did right, and I looked at a few things that I did wrong, and I'm trying to fix certain things. You know what I mean? So right now, I'm very focused. This is a big fight. I'm excited. I'm very excited for everybody that's out there, man. I'm very excited. You don't understand how excited I am about this fight. You know what I mean? This is the whole choice. You know what I mean?
Sure.
This is the Korean Superboy versus the Colombian Warrior right now. It's like 2 countries about to clash. You know what I mean? And then we both represent our nicknames is our countries. Think about that. Like, you know what I mean? He's the Korean Superboy and I'm the Colombian Warrior. You know what I mean? And that's like it's kind of cool. It feels kind of cool. Like
I think.
I love that. Like I said, if it's a war, I'm gonna get my hand raised. But if it's not a war, because I'm gonna finish it, man. I'm just trying to get this out of the way. I was like I said, nobody wants to be there for 3 rounds going to war, getting your head beat up. You know what I mean? Like what you want to do is go out there, beat them up, and get out of there and be healthy and collect your check and go celebrate with your family and your friends. That's what everybody wants to do, and that's exactly what I'm gonna try to do.
Perfect. I really appreciate you coming on the show today, and hopefully after you get the win, you'll come back on.
Oh no, anytime, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Just hit me up, man. Hit me up, and I always, sometimes I get a little busy. I always tell people I get a little busy sometimes. The closer we get to the fight, people want to do more interviews.
Sure.
Right after the fight, they want to do interviews. So I try my best, but I got a lot of a lot of my following got bigger as I started fighting in the UFC. I didn't have the following that I have now. So when they send me messages, it's like
absolutely.
So it gets stacked up with messages, so it takes me a while to get to all of them. You know what I mean? So, but I was able to reach you, and thank you very much for. I appreciate your interview, man.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.